Coach Court, and we're going to go over the next part of this series in how to make an online fitness program. Again, this is a digital product. This is something that you can always sell, therefore it's leverageable. Now, in part one, we talked about the outline. So if you haven't watched part one and part two yet, you definitely want to do that before you move on to this video, all right? So part one, all about the outline. How many weeks is your program? Who are you targeting? Is it just a workout program? Are you gonna have habits involved? You're gonna have like meal plans involved? And then part two, we talked about the actual creating the workout program itself, where I give you an idea of what your Excel or Google Sheet should look like. Okay, so again, if you haven't watched those two videos, go ahead and watch that before moving on here. So at this point, you already have your outline done and you already completed your workout program. For the workout program I'm creating, it's 9 weeks long. That means I have 9 weeks worth of workouts completed with a warm-up, workout, and cool down for each of them. Now, before we go any further, we have to decide, are we going to add other values to this program? And the answer should always be yes. So now you just have to define what extra value are going to bring to the program outside of just workouts. Okay, so I call this other content. And for this, you don't have to make this super fancy. This isn't the design process yet. This is just a simple writing it down in a notebook, or even better, taking out a blank Google Doc and just jotting down some ideas. Now, an example of other content that you would make is how to track progress, defining terms. What is a rep? What's a set? RPE. Define this for your customer. A superset, right? Maybe I've never worked out before and I don't even know what a superset is, you know? If you're doing nutrition guidance, then make sure that you have all of the content for that. You have your habits, your recipes, your macro calculator, whatever you decide to do. Now, what I just said, you don't have to copy that. But again, you want to, based off your workout program, you want to then create a guide on that program. So if I didn't have any supersets in my program, I don't need to define supersets because it's just not in the program, right? Maybe I need to talk about different types of cardio that you can do, right? Because I might give you 20 minutes of LISS cardio and someone might look at that and be like, I've never heard of LISS cardio. What is that? Instead of them being on your program, having to look up somewhere differently on Google search and like looking up what's LISS cardio, you already have it defined for them. Again, you kind of want to be the one-stop shop for your program. Okay, so basically look at your program. Anything that needs to be defined, just define it. Okay, so this is your workout guide. You can also do things, I've done this before, like good versus bad reps, definitely going in depth on the RPE scale. If it's a gym program, maybe it's like a newbie gym program, you might write out for them like what's appropriate gym wear, what's the process of going to the gym, like what can you expect. You can also do a guide on gym etiquette. I mean, this is also where you can show off your creativity and your expertise, all right? So basically anything that will provide more value to your program and benefit your customers, all right? Now you can simply write your first draft on the computer, and with that you just want to make sure that you edit it just like anything else in this program. After you write it out, make sure you revise and edit it, and this is a continuous process. It should take you quite a bit of time, all right? Now, if you've never if you don't have written content already, like some of this stuff like rep sets, RPE, I kind of already had this typed out from when I did one-on-one clients, so it was very easy to just kind of put it into the Google Doc and just kind of fix it up and make the language a little bit more clear. But this may take some time or even some research, especially if you're not an experienced trainer. Depending on how experienced you are, this might be a longer process. You might really have to look into how to explain what this means, right? So that's all about your other content, especially if you're going to go ahead and do nutrition guidance as well. Like if you're going to do like a recipes, you're going to write out 15 different recipes, you're going to have to do some research on that. All right, you might have to figure out what are the macros for that recipe. So a lot can go into this part depending on how much value you want to put into it. And I also believe that the more value you put into this part of the process, the more you can actually charge for the program. All right? Now, I'll just give you a heads up of what I'm doing. For my other content, I am giving them just basic workout knowledge, good versus bad reps, the RPE, what's a rep, what's a superset, what does it mean to control a negative. Those are some of the things that I'm putting in there. But I'm also putting in nutrition habits in there as well, and just lifestyle habits that they can work on. So it's not just going to be a workout program, but it'll also be a lifestyle habit program as well. So again, that's just going to take a little bit more time on the content side and will add more value. I'm going to be able to charge more because I'm adding in that extra element. All right, it's not just a workout program now. Alrighty, we're going to move on to the next part. Let's see if I can move this over a little bit. I don't want to show you the last one because we're going to talk about that in a different video. Okay, now I put this in the same video because you can either start on your other content or start with filming your exercises. You can do these kind of simultaneously until they are completed. All right, so for filming exercises, what exercises do you have to film is the first question. Well, the work is already done with for you because you already have it on your Google spreadsheet. Now for me, I've been making exercise demos for a while. I've done this in the past. So if I make a program and now I have an exercise that I've never filmed before, I'm gonna have to write down and make a new list, okay? So for this program, that's what I did. I looked at the exercises I've already recorded. Then I looked at the program to see what exercises are new. I put that to the list. And then I also took this into account as well, is some of my exercise demos are a little outdated. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna refilm them. So again, that's just going in, make your exercise list, okay? And to make your life easier, once you have this list down, you want to organize it so that it will be easy to film. Like make it very film friendly. So let's say you've got a dumbbell, you have a couple of upper body dumbbell movements. You might want to film them all at the same time, whereas you wouldn't want to work on, filming a leg press and then moving over and filming a dumbbell exercise. You kind of want to make it to where all of the movements you're able to do kind of in the same area. So, then you don't have to, move the camera around and everything like that. So you can organize this list by equipment. Like I just said, do all your dumbbell exercises together. You could also do it by muscle group as well. Or you can do equipment and then break it down into muscle group. And you might even want to just split it up into which ones you're going to film at home and which ones you're going to film at the gym. If I can film an exercise at home, I'm filming the exercise at home. The lighting in my house is way better than the lighting in the gym. All right. So again, even I have dumbbells at home. I'll film my dumbbell movements at home. The only time I'm going to film at the gym is for using like cable machines, again, leg press, anything machine, barbell, I have to film it at the gym. All right. So now you already know what exercises you have to film, right? And then you're going to organize it so that it is film friendly. All right. Now you're going to plan out your film days. When are you going to film this, right? Also, things to keep in mind is what will you wear? How will you film? What equipment are you going to need, right? So if my wall is black, it's not, it's light brown, but if my wall was black, I probably wouldn't wear black clothes when the backdrop is black. So I'm going to plan to maybe wear neon clothes so it'll be easy to see. All right. So keep that in mind with what you're going to wear. Also too, it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to make sure that you just wear stuff that's not branded. All right. All right. So how will you film? What equipment will you need? Now, you can actually, this can depend on what kind of quality you want for this program. That's the next one, who will film. So are you going to film this yourself? If you are you going to use your phone? Do you have a camera? Do you need a tripod? So all of this is going to come into play. Are you going to really do it up and get like production light cameras? Are you going to hire someone? Again, these are all things to keep in mind. Now, if you're someone who wants to keep it lower on the budget, which I definitely recommend, I don't think that high production is really needed for a program like this, and I'll tell you why. Because if I have a squat to do every Monday for 3 weeks, I'm gonna watch the video once on how to do it, and then I'll probably never open up the video to see how to do it again. I'll just see the word squat, I won't even click on it, I won't watch the video again, and I'll just do it. So just make sure that, like right now I'm filming on my iPhone. I film on my iPhone for all of my exercise demos. I just make sure that it's in front some sort of like natural light, and it's fine, okay? But again, up to you if you want to even, rent out space and, again, depends on your budget, but I'll leave that up to you. Personally, for me, I use my phone and I will film it on a tripod like I am right now for my exercises. And then for the gym, like the gym movements, I will hire my friend to walk around with the camera with me, because that way we can get in a lot of content and I don't have to like set up the tripod in every single spot that I go. All right, again, you can also bring the tripod as well, but up to you. Okay, where will you film? Are you gonna film in your home? Are you gonna film in the gym? Are you gonna rent some space out? Are you gonna film outside? These are things that you want to keep in mind. Okay, now the next part is where you can take this in two different directions, all right? Now, there's two different types of exercise demo styles that I see often, and one is live instruction and the other is a voiceover. Now, I've always done voiceovers, so I'll do my squat, I'll record it, then I'm gonna edit the video, right? So I'm just gonna trim the sides of like when I'm pressing go and when I'm pressing stop. And then I'll record a voiceover going in with my own coaching cues, the same coaching cues I would use for a one-on-one training client. Now, you could do it that way, or what you can do is you can talk while you do it. So you put it up, you go into your squat and be like, hey, make sure that you are on your heels don't come off the ground, you bend your knees, you send your hips back, and you can record it like that. So you're talking while you're doing the movement. So those are your options. You can either do live instruction or you can do the voiceover, and I'll just talk a little bit about the pros and cons. Now with the live instruction, if you're not good, like if your camera presence is not good, maybe you stumble on your words or you just get a little shy in front of the camera, live instruction is not going to be for you. You also want to make sure with live instruction, you're someone who can on the spot explain an exercise. So you definitely need to make sure that you've got knowledge and experience, else this one is not going to be for you. Now with the voiceover, the cons of the voiceover is that it's going to be more time consuming, right? Because now you just filmed yourself doing the exercise, then you have to go and make a voiceover now. So it's almost like you're double filming. In the past, I've only done the voiceovers, but for this program, I'm going to start introducing the live instruction because I just think it's more time efficient and I don't really have a tough time being on camera. So another thing you want to keep in mind is storage space and chargers, right? So if you're going to have a long film day, make sure you have chargers. You definitely want to make sure that you have storage space on your phone, your camera. You want to make sure you delete a lot of things before you start a film day because you don't want to start filming and then all of a sudden you run out of room and it becomes a nightmare. All right, so then you're going to edit the video. Usually just going to trim the beginning and the end, right? The beginning is you walking away from your camera, getting set up. The end is you finishing walking to the camera and stopping it if you decide to film for yourself. Okay, so you're just gonna edit that. You can use iMovie, Video Shop, or you can just do that actually on your iPhone. All right, what's next? Okay, you're gonna upload it to YouTube, iCloud, Google Drive, whatever. I'm just gonna recommend that you upload it to 2 different places. For me, I have mine on iCloud and I have it on YouTube. Now, this is your intellectual property, okay? Because a lot of work goes into, you might have to film like over 50 different movements, all right? You don't want to do that again. And what's great about it is if you ever make another program or do another fitness challenge in the future, you can use those same exercise demos for the next one. And then the work is cut more than half, okay? So again, this is your intellectual property. you want to make sure that you're keeping it at least in 2 different places. I'd probably recommend keeping it more than 2 different places. All right, so why YouTube? YouTube's gonna be the most important one. So on YouTube, you're gonna upload it and you're gonna put it on that someone can only view it if they have the link, and that will become the major part of your program are these uploaded YouTube videos. Okay, so you're gonna upload every single one of them. I definitely don't recommend putting them on public because you're having someone pay for this. So you don't want to have it also then be free to everyone else and anyone could just look at this up, right? So it's going to be important that you leave it on restricted, okay? And by the end of this whole filming process, you should have a video for every warm-up, every exercise, and every stretch, all right? And this may take you a while, okay? This could take you maybe 2 to 3 different film days, depending on, again, your experience, if you choose to do the live instruction or the voiceover, all right? So just make sure by the end you should have a video for all the warm-ups, all the exercises, and all the stretches, and all of them are uploaded to YouTube and somewhere else. Now for that YouTube video, you can just type in a title for it. So if it's a barbell squat, you just have to type in barbell squat. You can add a little description as well there at the bottom. I say that's kind of a waste of time. Anything that you need to instruct or say, you can just put it in the video on the voiceover or during your live instruction. But if you want to take a step further, go ahead and type out a little how-to there at the bottom, okay? So now you have your outline completely finished, you have your workout program in your spreadsheet completely done, and now you're just working on your content, and that includes your workout guides, your nutrition guides, and then also your exercise content, the things that you have to film. All right, so this was part 3. I hope you're enjoying this series, again, on how to make an online fitness program. This can even also be like how to make an online fitness challenge, right? Next time, we're gonna talk about making this a PDF. So we're gonna talk about that creation process. And yeah, I'm excited for that video. Alrighty, guys, make sure you follow, subscribe, whatever. And I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Bye.